Hello friend, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cotton and this is Cotton's Creations 42, and today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. Have you heard of the OpenAI program called ChatGPT? Well, it has been making a lot of waves in a lot of different communities, even in the crochet and knitting communities. There is an article linked below that inspired this whole video. There is a TikToker who has been asking ChatGPT to make them crochet patterns with some very interesting results, and it inspired me to try it myself. So I have this cat pattern that I asked ChatGPT to make for me, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited to do it. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be crocheting a cat that was created for me by the ChatGPT OpenAI program, which is also linked down below if you'd like to try it yourself. So yeah, are you ready? Let's get crocheting. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the pattern. So like I said, I haven't read this yet, so let's go ahead and read it together. So I asked it, can you write a crochet pattern for a cat? And ChatGPT said, sure. Here's a simple crochet pattern for a cat. So let's see what our materials are that we need. We are going to need some worsted weight yarn in desired cat color, around 100 to 150 yards. A small amount of white yarn for eyes and nose. Okay, good. It's got eyes and nose. That's a plus. A size 6 4mm crochet hook. Fiberfill for stuffing. And a tapestry needle for sewing and weaving in ends. Awesome. I am going to go and collect all of these things, and I will be right back. All right, I've collected all the things I need. I have a size G hook. I have a tapestry needle. It didn't tell me I was going to need scissors, but I know I'm going to need scissors, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those too. I have some yarn in my desired cat color, which we're going to do as a bright orange right now, and some white for the eyes and the nose. And I also have a giant bag of Fiberfill I found at the Goodwill a while ago, and we will be using that for our Fiberfill. So awesome! Okay, so abbreviations, there's going to be chaining, single crochet, increases, and decreases in this. All right, and then it just goes straight into the pattern. It says head, chain 2. So let's go ahead and get started. So we'll take our orange and our crochet hook. I'm assuming it wants me to make a slip knot. It didn't say. Like it said, this is a simple pattern and probably doesn't have all the instructions I'm going to need. I am just very excited to see what this cat's going to look like when we're all done. Okay, so it said chain 2. 1 and 2. Oop. A little too exuberant there. 1 and 2. 6 single crochet in a second chain from hook. Okay? So we will go ahead into here and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it says increase in each stitch around 12 stitches. So it didn't ask me to do any kind of a slip stitch into that first stitch, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a straight stitch, single crochet stitch in there. But you know what? It also didn't tell me I was going to need a stitch marker, and I already know from experience that I'm going to need a stitch marker. So I'm going to go ahead and place a stitch marker there, because otherwise I will forget where the beginning of my row is. So yeah. All right, so we're going to increase now every stitch. Oops, I went through that yarn the wrong way. So we'll do 1 and 2 into each stitch. We'll do 2 single crochets. All right, so next we are going to single crochet in the next stitch, increasing in the next stitch around until we have 18 stitches. So we'll single crochet and then 2 single crochets, single crochet, 2 single crochets all around. I'm going to move my stitch marker so that I don't lose my place. So So let's go ahead and do that. This yarn is very splitty. All right. Now it says single crochet in next 2 stitches, increase in next stitch around 24 stitches. So we'll crochet 2, and then we'll crochet 2 into a single crochet. Like this. 1, 2, 1 and 2. All the way around. Okay, next row, single crochet in the next 3 stitches, increase in the next stitch around 30 stitches. Okay. All right, next row, we are single crochet in the next 4 stitches, increase in next stitch around, so 36 stitches. So we're going to do another increase row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we did that. Now it looks like we are going to knit rows 8 through 12, single crochet in each stitch around. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 5 rows of just crocheting around. So I'm probably going to do that off camera, and I will meet you back here when I'm done with that step. All right, so I have finished the 5 rows of the single crochet, and I wanted to point out, I thought it was really interesting that those rows are numbered, but that the other rows in the pattern aren't. That's an interesting thing. All right, so our next row, we are going to single crochet, next 4 stitches, decrease over next 2 stitches around. So that's going to be super easy to do. We will just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll crochet 2 together by picking up both those crochet stitches and pulling them into 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Awesome. I am also starting to suspect that this pattern might just be a head, because the head part has taken like what, half the page, and there are fewer than 2 pages. And I feel like if this pattern had a body and legs and a tail, it might be longer than it is. But we will find out together when we get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okie dokie, so the next row is single crochet in the next 3 stitches, decrease over the next 2 stitches, 24 around. Okay, looks like we're going to continue our decreases, doing a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, decrease over next 2 stitches around. 18 stitches. All right, single crochet next stitch, decrease over next 2 stitches around. I just realized this is the general shape of a hacky sack. You could use this cat head pattern to make hacky sacks. Anyway, moving on. Decrease around 6 stitches. Okay. And 6. All right. So now what we're going to do is cut the yarn with what? It didn't tell us we would need scissors. Cut the yarn, leaving a long tail, Thread the tail through the remaining stitches and pull tight to close the opening, not the yarn, and weave in the end. Interesting. So we are going to go ahead and do what it tells us to do. Cut the yarn, leaving a long tail. Thread the tail through the remaining stitches and pull it tight to close the opening, not the yarn, and weave in the end. I am honestly surprised it didn't tell me to fill it with Fiberfill first, but I'm going to do what it tells me to do because I'm here to follow the instructions. I suppose I could cut it without scissors. Ah, there we go. You don't need scissors. It knew. All right, so I cut the yarn. Now I'm going to put this on my tapestry needle. And we will close up our opening without filling it, because that's what the instructions are saying to do. Thread the tail through the remaining stitches and pull tight to close the opening. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Pull tight, close that opening, knot the yarn, and weave in end. So there is our head. It is done. Okay. It's very flat, unless I guess you can make it 3D like that. It's gonna be interesting, guys. Okay, so we have our head. Awesome. Now we are at ears. Make 2. So our first thing we're gonna do is chain 2. And then 5 single crochet and second chain from hook. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Single crochet into each stitch around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 2 or 5. Yep. All right. So now we are going to increase in each stitch around until we have 10 stitches. Awesome. Now it says to single crochet in each stitch around. So here's our ear so far. Oh, I wonder if it's going to be like a 3-dimensional ear. Ooh, okay. Now it says decrease over next 2 stitches around 5 stitches. So making a tiny cone. It's gonna be such an interesting kitty. So we're gonna decrease 1, 2. All right, so that sees us to the end of this page. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the next page. Oh boy, cut the yarn, leaving a long tail. Thread the tail through the remaining stitches and pull tight to close the opening. Knot the yarn and weave in the end. Okay. So we are going to do just what we did with the head. A long tail, probably for sewing it on. Ah. Weave in the end. Okay. I'm not going to cut this end off though, because I think I'm going to be using it later to sew this cat ear on top of the head. I suppose it's kind of cat earish for sure. What do we think? Kitty? So we're going to make another one of these, and then I will meet you guys back here and we'll take a look at the rest of the pattern. Look, there's a cat hair already on it. Ha! All right, I'll be back as soon as I'm done making the second ear. All right, so I finished my 2 cat ears. They kind of look like cat ears. I can see it. All right, let's see what's next. So we did that. Now we have eyes. Make 2. 6. Oh, sorry. Make 2. Chain 2. Okay. So we are going. Oh, I need the different color yarn, don't I? Because I want white eyes. for my kitty. 6 single crochet in second chain from hook. That seems easy enough, because that looks like that's the only thing we're doing, and then we're cutting. Oh wait, no, we're up here. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Slip stitch into the first stitch, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing. I was curious if it knew what a slip stitch was and what it was for. Seems like it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then a slip stitch into that first stitch. Cut yarn, leaving a long tail for sewing. Oh, I can't pull that one apart as easily. It's got too much sparkle. All right, so now we're gonna pull that yarn through. And looks like we have 1 eyeball. So now we're gonna make another. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now we have 2 eyeballs. Let's see what's next. So, nose, chain 2. Do we think it's going to be a circle, guys? Let's find out. 6 single crochet into second chain from hook. Oh, cut the yarn, leaving a long tail for sewing. All right, no slip stitch on this one. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right, there's our nose. Now let's see what it says now. Okay, looks like that's all we're going to get with the making of things, because the assembly is next. So it says, sew the ears to the top of the head using the long tail from each ear. Make sure the ears are firmly attached and centered. Okay. Is that the way I had it? Do I want it this way? I want it this way. So confused. Story of my life. That should be the title of my autobiography. So confused. Just all the time. All right, cat ears on. Now what's next? Sew the eyes and the nose to the face using the long tails from each piece. Refer to the photo for placement. Now, it did not give me a photo, as far as I am aware. So, the photo is a lie. That's the nose. Here's an eyeball. The first thing I'm going to do is clip this. It doesn't say to do that, but I'm going to do that anyway. Let's see, cat eyes. Should we think about placement first before we get sewing? It's probably not a bad idea. Those ears look more like bunny ears now. Now that I'm looking at where I place them. It's a bunny cat. Well, you know, that's appropriate. Nose. I find it interesting it doesn't have a mouth. Just eyes and a nose and ears. It has an eyes, it can hear and it can see and it can smell, but it can't tell you things. Ooh. Now we have a nose that we need to place. Do you think it goes this way or this way? I think this way. You know what else is really funny is there's no whiskers so far, and it hasn't mentioned anything about whiskers, and I think that's something that's really important with cats, is that they have whiskers. I guess there, upside down like that. It kind of looks more like a mouth that way. This is so funny. Oh gosh, I'm so glad I did this, man. Whew. What a world we live in these days, I tell ya. Okay, I think that, like right there. Perfect. Okay, what next? Okay, so we sewed the eyes and nose to the face using the long tails from each piece. Refer to the photo for placement, which we did not have. Aw, stuff the head with Fiberfill stuffing. How? AI? All right. That's really fascinating. Let's see, we can try. We'll take a little Fiberfill and see if we can't shove it through there. Oh man, no. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm trying and nothing is stuffing. Oh geez. Oh man, oh geez. Let's see, can I get it through the top? Oh, I'm doing it. Oh, it's going in. All right, this is how we're gonna stuff it. Through the tiny hole at the top. There we go. It is stuffed with Fiberfill. Now we're good. I'm afraid that if I keep doing that, I'm gonna pull the hole open and yeah, it's gonna be fun. All right, sew the head to the body. What body? You did not give me a body. There is no instructions to make a body using the long tail from the head. Make sure the head is firmly attached and centered. Oh man, weave in all the ends. And there you have it, a cute crochet cat. You can customize the pattern by using different colors and adding details like stripes or a tail. I hope you enjoyed making it. Oh man, boy did I. All right friends, well, there you have it. Our beautiful crocheted cat pattern that was written by the ChatGPT OpenAI program. It's mildly terrifying and I love it. I'm probably going to put it up on a wall somewhere so I can stare at it. It's just too much. Yeah, so go out and make your own knitting patterns and crochet patterns with ChatGPT. I'd love to hear if you have tried that. Please comment down below. I'd love to talk about it. Yeah, but otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today on this fun crocheting adventure, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!